Survival. This is going to be a review video on this 11-inch hog. What's going on, everyone? Thanks for checking out 6 Point Survival. Today we are doing a review video on the ESEE 5. That's ESEE 5. I'm not affiliated or getting paid in any way, so this is a true review about my thoughts and opinions on this knife. Feel free to skip this part, but if you are interested, it is free. It is easy to subscribe and to share this video if you want to see more videos like it, or if you want to give me some feedback about future videos that you might like to see, or know someone who's interested in buying an awesome bushcraft knife. Please subscribe and share. I appreciate it. Thanks so much. All right, guys, the first thing we're going to do is just go over the parts and pieces of this. Again, this is a review on the ESEE 5. So first of all, your total length is 11 inches. That is from tip to tip. On this thing, you have 5 inches of cutting surface. Technically, it's a little bit more because it curves, but from where the grinding starts on your edge to the very tip is 5 inches, hence the ESEE 5. You got about another 1/4 inches right here in your hilt. You have a full tang, which means this piece of steel that makes up the blade goes all the way down and through, making it super durable. It has a nice, comfortable fit in the hand. It does stick out on the bottom a little bit, and then you have a glass break right here. This thing definitely has the weight to be able to break glass. On the other side, laid into the handle, is a little hole. That is for helping you make a fire. If you are trying to do a bow and drill fire, friction fire, you use that as your top piece. So you use that to push down, and then you can use the bow and drill method. A couple other things that come with this product. When you buy it, you're going to get a sheath just like this one. This does come with a lanyard put in it. I don't have mine on right now because the way I prefer to carry it, but you have a lanyard that will come in it. There's also a couple pieces of hardware that bolt in, and you can have a belt clip on your sheath. This one will lock in place, so when you put the knife in and slide it in all the way, if you want to lock it in, you pull this forward, and now it's going to stay in that. I'm pulling pretty hard and it's going to stay in, which is a pretty cool feature of this. And then it pops out. It will stay in on its own. If I grab this and I start shaking it, you do have to pull a little bit, but if you're going to be doing anything that is significant, you can lock that guy in place. Every ESEE knife I've ever bought also comes with a little cool survival card that's going to give you some basic facts that I'll use as a measuring device, which is pretty cool. They have a sticker. One of my favorite things about these knives is they have a lifetime warranty, no questions asked. ESEE really backs their products. They're very confident. If you break a blade, if you break a handle, they are going to replace it for you. So that's super cool. Also, if you did want to change out the handle, it's really easy to come undone. You just unscrew it and you can put a new handle on. This knife comes with a variety of different color blades as well as handles. The steel is 1095, so it's a very solid steel, not something that's going to break easily on you. This one, I believe, is 17 ounces. We're going to weigh it here in just a second, but this thing is heavy. If you are looking to go lightweight, this is not the knife for you. 15.5 ounces. That's in ounces. That is almost a pound. This thing is heavy for a knife. If lightweight is what you're going for, this is probably not for you, but if you want something that's durable, reliable, and going to be trusted not to break in the field, this might be what you're looking for. So personally, a thicker blade knife like the ESEE 5 is, in my opinion, not the optimal kind of blade to make something like feather sticks with, but it still can be done. Wood selection is going to become more important. We'll do a different video on how to make feather sticks, and we'll link it in here whenever we get that done. But right now, we're just going to look at, can this thing make feather sticks? Not too bad. So we know it can do the delicate work of making a feather stick. Let's see if we can use it to strike a ferro rod. Typically, if I'm going to use a blade to strike a ferro rod, I like to use the back of my blade just so I don't dull it down at all, but you can use either end. The back is just not quite cutting it. It looks like it might not have a sharp enough corner, but let's use the blade itself. There it goes. All right, so we know this knife can do the finer detail work. Not the optimal blade to do it, but it can do it. Let's take it out to the woods and see if it can do the heavy lifting. More spin. Nailed it. Look at that. Right in the crack. All 11 inches in the slit. And throw. Yeah. This feels like the kind of knife you'd want if you're fighting a bear. 1 out of 100 on my throws is not bad, right? My mom told me I was good at stuff. Just keep doing it. All right, fatwood is one of my favorite woods I can find. I just came across the spire. Let's see how this knife does against fatwood. I don't know. Oh yeah. Definitely has the weight and the power. If I wanted to try and take this whole thing down, at least weaken it enough to push it over. I'm not going to do the whole thing right now, but this thing definitely has what it takes to take something like this down. Let's try something smaller. Always check the cambium layer just to make sure it's dead. So I'm going to use it for firewood. It's good. All right. Go. It's leaning that way, so let's cut it that way. All right, something I do really love about this knife, if I am using the baton method to split up wood, is how much extra you get over here to hit. Some of the smaller knives, They're more lightweight, probably close to equally as durable, but you really just don't have the same amount of room over here to break this stuff up. This gives me plenty of knife to work with over here when I'm trying to split up wood for whatever I'm using it for. Could be shelter, could be fire, whatever. But this knife really just makes quick work of this. Splits super easy. And I'm not worried in any way about damaging this knife. Let's see how easy we can get these palmettos out. Too simple. One flick of the wrist, and out they come. Shoulder building tool, check. All right, guys, just finished testing out the ESEE survival knife. We are doing a final pro and con list here, so let's start with the good. It is extraordinarily durable. I don't know that you're going to be able to break this knife unless you are purposely trying to break it or seriously misusing it. It is pretty much good for all survival situations. It has the size and the weight to do nearly everything you want it to do, short of it being a machete or an axe. But pretty much other than that, it's going to do all the things you want it to. Let's say the bad is the weight. It's not going to be best for everyone. If you are looking to do any kind of long distance backpacking, this is probably not extra weight that you want to carry. I know a pound sounds light, but if everything starts weighing a pound, you're going to have 100 pounds of gear really fast. So its weight is not ideal. If you have smaller hands, it's probably going to be a little bit challenging to handle as well. One of the other downsides, while it's not by any stretch of the imagination the most expensive knife you can buy, it's not cheap either. Coming in at about $170 to $200 based on your color preference and that kind of stuff. It is a pretty expensive knife. So that is my final thoughts on this thing. It's going to be great for an extra knife in your car, or if you car camp, or if you're doing a short distance hike or something like that. This is a really good product for you. Also, if you're looking to just buy one knife, this is probably a good option for you. It will do almost everything that you need. If you got any questions or thoughts about this knife or any other survival knives, let me know, put it in the comments. I would love to hear what you guys think or what your favorite knives are. Thanks again. See ya. What you think. If you have other questions about this knife or want to see different products reviewed, I'm happy to do it. I'm not affiliated with any brands, so I will give you the God's honest truth about what I think about these products.